what's up, everybody? Bob Walters, Brett Grasso. This is Locked Up Sports, week number 11 in the NFL. As we get going here, as you really separate the haves from the have-nots. Unfortunately, both teams here are have-nots, but we're going to talk about them anyway. Brett, what's up? Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Not you, Bob. I don't know about you, but we're a Jets fan. Loss is a win, especially one where we almost felt like we competed versus the Patriots for a minute. Like, it felt like for like one drive, like it was like, oh, this is going to be one of those.
Ready,
like,
threw for 23 yards. 23 yards.
Is, no real Jets fan. You can say you want them to win all you want, guys. You can say it all you want. You want, at this point, just like the GM and the head coach decided, we want draft picks. We want high draft picks.
Yeah, but they didn't really compete. I mean, listen, they had a good first drive, right? But it was a college. It's kind of a college offense they're running with RPOs and
it's disgusting. It's like, disgusting. No, Justin Fields is trash. Justin Fields is trash. He's not even going to be capable of being a bridge quarterback. So I don't know what you want to do with him. I think Tyrod Taylor. Yeah,
why is he still? How could you not put Tyrod Taylor in that game? Second half, he's throwing for like 15 yards. Like. It's like
no, he was like
it's inconceivable the numbers.
He was like 15 of like 23 or something like that for 115 yards, which means he completed the passes. They're just junk passes. And then I will give him one early in that game. He throws his best pass of the night down the left sideline. It is absolutely dropped. But other than that, they weren't even attempting to go down the field. Now I understand. They're going, good luck. We're not even going to, we're going to play a certain way, and this is the best option. And maybe he's not going for the best option. He doesn't see the field. He can't throw checkdowns. You have Breece Hall, and you're not going to throw him the ball ever? Ever. You're under pressure. You know what you do the moment you're under pressure every time? Just like Patrick Mahomes does? Check down, check down, check down. Just like every great quarterback's ever done. The reason they're great is they know how to check down, they hit that accurately, and they get a couple of yards out of a bad play.
Yeah, but he holds the ball too long. He sits in the pocket holding the ball.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Drake Maye is going to lead. They're going to get the 1 seed. Yeah,
MVP votes. He's probably not going to win it because I feel like he's not the one and only reason why the Patriots are good. I think he's a key factor, but. Look at that. Look what happens when you get yourself a good, a stud quarterback and a stud coach. Look what happens. Right away, you're number one.
The coach is big. The coach is big.
The bottom to the top and rebuilding and getting rid of Belichick, trying their way through. And you know what? This is the one thing I will say. This is the blueprint the Jets need to realize. And I really hope this is what they're going with. When they've stacked those draft picks, you do what the Patriots did. They went out and they drafted Mac Jones. Right away, they found out at a certain point, they actually thought he was the guy. Year 2, they go, he's not the guy, right?
They figured it out real quick. They figured it out and they got rid of him.
They went and drafted again. The Jets can do the same thing. I realized this year. The Jets can be wrong next year at the quarterback. They just have to go and do it again until you got to find that guy. You can be wrong. You can't just dig your heels in the sand and commit to the wrong guy, just like, we've watched the Jets do in the past. But I'm sorry, it's that Patriots team looks good. The Jets look lost, but they expect them to look lost.
They're supposed to look lost. Now it's okay because they have nobody. They don't,
But they look better, and he didn't lose the team. They were playing hard, and the offense stinks. But I will say the defense looked better versus without their 2 best guys.
Yeah, so but Sauce is overrated. Sauce is overrated.
And that's what I'm saying is I don't think they're that much worse on defense. If not, they're the same, if not better, because Quinnen Williams clearly wasn't even trying to play. He was just like, I was wondering why he didn't have any sacks this year, wasn't doing anything. And it was.
Oh, he had a sack. He had a sack in the game. First drive. I think the first drive he had a sack.
No, I'm talking about Quinnen. Yeah, Quinnen earlier.
Okay.
Who got traded? I'm saying all year, why was he dogging it? Like, why was he dogging it? Because he didn't want to play for the Jets, and he was gone by that point. But I feel like the guys who were there, now, like we talked about, it's an evaluation time. These guys are playing for their lives. There's guys who, if you like make an interception, you may have a career in the NFL. If you don't make the interception, and you do something foolish, you may never get another shot.
But that's it for Fields, right? You got to go Tyrod Taylor just to be respectable the rest of the way.
No, it doesn't even matter. No. I want to go with whoever gives you the least chance to win.
Well, then you're gonna go with Fields.
No, I don't know, but I don't think it matters. Like, I care less, like, on that storyline of them announcing who's gonna be the quarterback for the Jets, like, this year, outside of what quarterback are they looking for in the future. I want to see the guys who are around them and even the linemen and the receivers and the play calls be this. Is this what it's going to be next year? Is that quarterback we bring in? Are you going with an RPO guy? Or are you going with a drop back passer? Like, is their philosophy the same as it's been for most of these new guys, going for a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen or a Patrick, a guy who is versatile? Or are you looking for a, Eli Manning, Arch Manning, step back throw? Drop back.
Either way, in the NFL, you got to be able to throw. Like, you can't survive on just running the ball. He can't throw. He can't throw. He's lost out there. He can't play quarterback. What I say is,
that storyline's almost gone to me with, like, it's not Justin Fields. He'll be a backup somewhere in the NFL. He's going to be either on this team for a lot of money or cut for a lot of money next year.
You gotta cut him, right? You can't bring him back.
Oh, I you know what? They're going to say we have a quarterback who knows how to operate. Let's have just like the Giants did this year. I think it might be we're paying you anyway. Everybody goes in the quarterback room. We were going to bring in Jameis Winston. We're going to bring in Russell Wilson. We're going to have a young guy, and he can feed off whoever. We don't know who he's going to like. Bring them all in.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't know who he's going to like.
To me, it's just another lost season. We got draft picks for the Jets fans. It's a disaster.
They all get hurt, and you need somebody to get hurt for the first couple weeks until the young guy's ready, just like you had this year.
So as far as the Giants go, it's the week one of the working interview for Mike Kafka as head coach. Wow, obviously, the season's a disaster. The Packers, the Packers stink. All right, I don't want to hear about the Packers. And then they thought they had a clean chip to the Super Bowl. They stink. They're 5-3. The tie against the Cowboys was a disaster. The Giants welcoming the Packers now, to the Meadowlands, and we got Jameis Winston.
That's all I've been waiting for all year and I love Jaxson Dart. I'll watch him forever. But the fact that I had to watch Russell Wilson take a snap for the Giants.
He played last week. It was terrible.
No. That was horrific. And Jameis Winston, that man, there is nothing better. You know what? I was just down in Atlantic City, and there is nothing like playing a slot machine like having Jameis Winston as your quarterback.
Yeah, listen, he's going to make some great deep throws. He's going to make some stupid interceptions. He's going to run around. He's going to be exciting. And I don't think they'll beat the Packers, but I think they'll keep it close. I think they'll keep it close.
He can throw for 5 touchdowns. He can throw for 5 picks, and he can do both.
Yeah, he can do both in the same game.
No, this is what I love it. Like, I love his energy. They love having him there. I think that, like, this is such a huge thing. Russell Wilson's probably played his last snap, and what?
Yeah, he can't go. He can't play anymore. He doesn't want to play anymore. He doesn't want to play anymore. You can see it. He knows it's over.
No, yeah,
he came in last week. It was nothing. But like I said, Jameis Winston, he's already said, I want to be on this team. I want to be the backup next year. I want to be on, to help Jaxson Dart along the way. And it's going to be fun to watch him play. And like I said, I don't think they'll beat the Packers. But the Packers stink. Like the tie against the Cowboys was a disaster. They shouldn't even have had that with that 1 second left. They lost to the Lions. They're losing to everybody. They lost to Carolina.
The Packers are honestly, their defense is great and not even good. Great. Jordan, and their offense isn't bad at all. You know who Jordan Love stinks. Jordan Love is. And I've been saying this, I think he's totally overrated. I'm not saying that he had that one big year. He's very similar. You watch these guys who have huge, big first years or second years. You watch C.J. Stroud, who comes out, huge first year, and they expect monstrous things. You go, Jaden Daniels, you expected, even before the injuries, you expected a huge years. Nothing this year. And now he's injured and out. And you go, wait a minute, what happens to these guys? They just fall off a cliff.
Yeah, he was supposed to be big next to Brett Favre, next to just a line in the line of succession of great quarterbacks.
And they don't. And you look and you go, for them, you go, you have Matt LaFleur, and you go, wait a minute, like he's a great coach, and this team's really good. They give up no points. They're not giving up points, and they're still losing. They've lost.
Well, listen, and that's why I think they'll beat the Giants.
They've lost 4 or 5 games where their team has only given up 13 or less.
The Giants' defense is bad. Last week, the Giants' defense had 0 sacks in 36 pass attempts. They had only 2 QB hurries. We heard all off season about this is a top 5 defense. There's going to be, there's going to be pass rushers running all over the place. You got elite pass rushers running all over the place. The defensive coordinator, I was shocked that he didn't get fired with the head coach. They stuck with him. We'll see if the GM should be out next. I think he'll be out at the end of the year. Although the Giants, the hierarchy is saying that this is that we care about these next 7 games. That these next 7 games they're not nothing to us. We care about the results. We care about wins and losses, and the GM's job is going to depend on it. Now, Kafka, it's a working interview. The Giants' defense is terrible. I think Green Bay takes advantage of that. I think they score enough points to beat the Giants because the Giants' offense, like you said, Jameis Winston, he's going to throw some good passes. He's going to have some big plays, but he's also going to throw some picks. He's going to throw some head scratchers.
And you know what's really good about a time like this? And people, you never know what you're going to get out of a guy week 2, but week 1, the first week he's coming out, he's going to be fresh. He's not going to be hurt. You're going to get the guy who has been taking reps for the first time. Like, I think week 2 when they come out, like you get banged up, you don't know. Late in the season, like a guy like that coming in fresh is nice. So I think you're going to get a good performance out of him. He's going to try and throw it to windows that aren't even windows. And what happens next is not up to us, it's up to God. And that's the way Jameis Winston plays. And you know what? Like, I love him. I love his attitude. There's no better press conference in all of football. There's no better guy they're saying in all of football. So I just, when your season's lost, you need a draw and you need a ticket, and not even to just go to the game, but to actually physically turn a Giants game on at this point, right? They keep dropping. Like,
I'm going to watch him for Jameis Winston. He's worth watching. He's worth watching.
No, but the last 2 years, it was, let me turn it on, I'm going to watch Neighbors. And then all of a sudden it was, let me turn it on and let me watch Scatterboo and Dart. And they go, oh my God, let me turn it on and let me watch Dart. And every week there's one less reason to watch. And now I can't name all the Giants on one hand. And granted, I'm a Jets fan, so maybe, I shouldn't be able to. But Jameis Winston, let me tell you, Bob, this is going to be the best week you've ever had. The conferences, if they better get him at halftime, I want to hear something.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I think they lose though. I think Jameis Winston probably throws it. They keep it close. Throws a big pick late in the fourth quarter, and they lose. Now around the league quickly. Not many good games this week, right? You got 3 that I'm seeing as big premier games. You got a big one out in the NFC West, Seattle in LA to play the Rams, both 7-2, both atop the NFC West, both atop the NFC. Could be with the Eagles. Could be for the 1 seed. This could be a huge game in 4:00 Fox. What do you got in that one?
I feel like this is like the game that says like, is Seattle legit? Like this is like, is Sam Darnold the real deal? Did everybody make a mistake in the world? And he's shown it. He's been there, and like this is the team that everybody's like, be careful. This is who is like really good. I think it's in LA. Is that what you're telling me?
LA. It's in LA. 4:00. Seattle, LA. Both 7-2. They lead the NFC with the Eagles, who had 7-2. And the Eagles, we'll get to that in a minute. I think something's a little off with the Eagles, but they play well.
I think.
But I think these 2 teams are going to be the 1-2 seeds in the conference.
And let me tell you, if the winner probably is right, the winner of this probably ends up being
the winner of this will at least be tied if the Eagles win.
And let me tell you this: if you have to go into Seattle, you're losing in the playoffs. You're done.
Yes, Seattle's a tough spot. That's a tough spot. Just like and it was like that in baseball too. I mean, it was a tough spot in baseball.
You're not winning there. Yeah, I'm sorry. That is like football's different though. When you bring the crowd into that, and it comes down to play calls and the way that they change offenses, and when you're in a big, high-powered passing offense, there's a lot to that. So I honestly take LA to win at home. If you're gonna give me who's gonna win, give me the team whose fans are there. But you do not want to go into Seattle in the playoffs. And
then a big one in the AFC, you got Kansas City at 5-4, but we know they're better than 5-4. They're 5-4. They're going into Denver against that defense, against the Broncos. It's going to be a huge game for Kansas City. They lose their 5-5. Now you're thinking maybe they miss the playoffs. They win. They're going to make the playoffs. Can Kansas City go in there into Denver and win that game?
They win. I don't know what the spread is. It's going to be a tight game. They're going to win by. This is a classic. I want to say Kansas City goes up. It's not going to be like they kick a field goal to win. It's going to be like they score a touchdown to put it away late in the fourth.
Win by 10.
And then they're trying, and the Broncos might score that touchdown with very little time left, and that's about that.
And then Sunday night, you got the Eagles 7-2, right there with Seattle and the Rams hosting the Lions, who are 6-3. Big game. I think the Lions could go in there. And I think the Lions are a better team. I think they got off to a slow start. I think they go in there and they beat the Eagles, who just seem a little off.
I think if the Eagles continue with their same game plan, their offensive line is nothing like it was last year. Not even close. And I think you're exactly right. I think the Lions, Dan Campbell taking over those offensive play call duties and getting more involved. They've kind of been a different team. They realize that, they got to run with their running back tandem. And if you don't, you got to go with Amon-Ra and Gibbs and those guys. Let me tell you, Gibbs.
Listen, I think the
Eagles, run. They got away from themselves, man. They were just throwing it all year.
I think the Lions. This is their week where they're back. They proclaim they're back. They beat the Super Bowl champions. Now the Eagles are gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna win that division going away.
Same with Kansas City too. I think you're right. I think both those teams finally have figured out who they are this year. They got their teams on the right track. They always they're not. They don't even worry about it now. They just chip away, and then they know when to turn it on. This is it.
And then there is one more big one that I missed. 1:00 CBS. Buffalo 6-3 hosting 6-3 Tampa. Love Buffalo in this one. I love Buffalo. I think Tampa had a bad look. They didn't look great last week. They weren't great. They lost to New England. Now they come out and they got Buffalo. Tough spot.
Something's going on, but I never count out Tampa. I really don't. But you're telling me you're playing in Buffalo?
In Buffalo.
To come up a Tampa team playing from Buffalo. They haven't been playing their best. Buffalo really needs a good performance. They've been faltering a little bit. I do think we have Buffalo in this game, and honestly, I could see them even winning.
And then the rare team that everybody loves. People are picking them to still go to the Super Bowl. They're only 4-5. They've obviously had a bunch of issues. The Baltimore Ravens. Now they're 4-5. They're in Cleveland. They should win that game easily. They go to 5-5. People are picking them hands down with their favorites to win the division.
I took a look at that line when they had a bad record, and I all of a sudden realized when we kind of talked about it 2 weeks ago, it wasn't even good. There was no good money there. There's no good money for them to.
No, there's no good money. They're favored to win the division.
There's no meat on the bone to go make anything. You couldn't put $100 without make a couple hundred when it's ridiculous.
And then a couple last gasp things. You got Arizona hosting San Francisco. Arizona's not good. They're 3-6. They're going to probably lose that game. San Francisco San Francisco has a quarterback controversy possibly because they've had this kid. They've had Purdy's coming back this week, and if he doesn't play well, that he could be benched. Because Purdy.
There's another one.
Purdy was 1-4 when he got hurt. Now they're 6-4.
There's another one. But there's another one who all of a sudden just these guys are so good. How can you go from being so good in the NFL to not as a rookie and how are you so good? And I'm not talking about having good games. It's one thing to be like CJ Stroud. Brock Purdy was that offense. He shows you some of these teams. Their offenses and their play calls and who they have running the show is so good that it's you can.
That's why he got back on the field so quick. I think he saw his job slipping away. Now he's I better get out there and play.
The worst thing because now you're not performing well and you look like an idiot. And it's but the other big game I just want to say was Chicago, Minnesota.
I was gonna say that's a big one in that division. But those are two fraud teams. I think they're two frauds. I don't think Minnesota's any good.
I think
they got a rookie quarterback who's.
No, I will say this. I think Chicago finally found something. They're
better than they were, right? They're better than they've been.
Those early games weren't. Those early games were fraud games. And they're now a little better than you realize, but Minnesota has to win this game
to stay alive.
It's a huge game. Much bigger game for Minnesota. You always have a shot, but if you win this game, you're right in it. And if
the Lions are going to win the division though. So you're playing for a wild card spot.
No, you are, but you're playing to get to a number of wins. You know what I mean? You got to hit the 10.
10 or 11 wins.
10, and that's where so But honestly, if you look at this, the matchups, we got a lot of good matchups.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. There's a lot of mediocrity in the league. If you're a morning bird, you got the 3-7 Dolphins, the three hosting the 3-7 Redskins, Commanders in Spain. We're sending our worst over to Spain. Spain, like why Spain? Spain doesn't want. They saying Spain doesn't want NFL football.
I didn't even know that. I did
Spain.
Not. I didn't.
Commanders, Dolphins in Spain.
We should get my buddy Mike McStravick on. He worked for the NFL. He was down actually doing the Brazil game. Back when
ask him how it was. How do they like it?
What he does, he's grounds crew. So he sets up the field. He does all that stuff, and he's been doing. He actually is based down, I believe, in Arizona. And he's
get him on the show.
It's awesome. All of a sudden he's all anytime he's one of the he's from Boston actually big so we got a lot to talk about, man.
So that's
I see him, it's like a picture of him live, Mike on the field in Brazil with whoever during the game. I was like, oh crap.
So that's your week 11 in the NFL. Like we said, Jets already lost, Giants, Green Bay. I think they fill the place at least, right? People are going to go watch Jameis Winston. They want to see what he can do. I can keep Jaxson Dart out. Keep him out for 3-4 weeks. Because after this, it's the Lions. It doesn't get any easier.
Seats being filled at MetLife for the rest of this year have nothing to do with anything except for who the away team is and the weather.
Well, the Packers are a good draw.
Only two factors. Very good draw. Good draw. Jameis Winston, they don't care. It's about the weather. If it's a nice weather, look outside. People will go.
So that's your Week 11 preview from Locked Up Sports. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Keep us hit the subscribe button. You know when the videos are coming. We're gonna have that Queens baseball convention interview coming up. Not this week. It was pushed possibly the next week. So we'll see if you were looking for that. That's it for Brett Grasso. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.